Greetings to everyone. In this video, we are talking about the fuel cells. In previous videos, we have discussed about the various types of batteries and their advantages, disadvantages. And nowadays, we are using the fuel cells for various applications as an alternative for the batteries, where the fuel cell is an electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy into an electrical energy. And the chemical energy which is available in the fuel, that is an oxidant system, can be converted into electrical energy in the fuel cells. So here we are going to focus on the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, or we have methanol oxygen fuel cell. In that fuel cells, we use a fuel which can be oxidized, and that chemical energy of a fuel can be directly converted into an electricity. This is a major concept of the fuel cells. So what we generally do in the fuel cells is, instead of combusting a fuel, we are oxidizing it. So fuel is getting oxidized in the presence of oxygen, and we get the oxidation products, and that heat energy which is liberated can be converted into the electricity. That is a major principle in the fuel cells. And this can be, even as it is converting the chemical energy into electrical energy, we can consider this fuel cell as a galvanic cell. And we do have two electrodes and an electrolytic solution. And the fuel we are using in a particular fuel cell, if for suppose hydrogen oxygen cell we are using, fuel is hydrogen. Or methanol oxygen cell, methanol is the fuel. So we are going to send the fuel to one of the electrodes and oxidant to the another electrode continuously. So William Groove used two platinum electrodes, and he used hydrogen and oxygen as a reactants. The electrodes of the metal or electrode surface is porous, so that the hydrogen or the fuel and the oxidant can adhere onto the surface easily. So William Groove used porous platinum electrodes and the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. And hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, anode and cathode, as I mentioned, they will be inert porous electrodes. But we can distinguish anode and from cathode. The porous platinum electrode onto which we are passing the hydrogen gas can act as anode, and the porous platinum electrode onto which we are passing the oxygen gas, that can act as cathode. And the electrolytic solution that we use in the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is 25% of KOH. KOH. So if you can observe the construction, we generally consider this as a 3 compartments or 3 chambers, where one of the chamber is having a porous platinum which is supplied with the hydrogen gas. Another chamber will have the porous platinum electrode with oxygen gas supplied over here, and we have an electrolyte that is 25% of KOH. If you can observe here, the fuel will be supplied from this inlet onto the porous platinum electrode, and if excess gas is there, that can be taken out from this outlet. And in the same way, we have oxygen inlet here and oxygen outlet also here onto the cathode. So the chemical reaction we'll discuss later on. So this hydrogen will get oxidized over in the presence of this porous platinum electrode, and the electrons are released, and the electrons will move to the cathode in the external circuit, and oxygen will accept the electron and undergoes the reduction in presence of the electrolyte, which is aqueous. So we will get water as a product, and that water can be collected out through separate outlet at the cathode like this. The same representation I just represented in a different way. So the chemical reaction you can observe here is we have hydrogen gas at anode. Hydrogen gas releases H plus ions. Simply this reaction you can write step by step, as this hydrogen gas releases 2 H plus ions. As I took 2 moles of hydrogen, you can mention it as 4 moles of H plus ion plus 4 electrons. And that electrons are accepted by oxygen gas and the water. The aqueous from the aqueous KOH solution accepts the electrons and releases 4 OH minus ions. And this 4 OH minus ions at cathode takes the 4 H plus ions from the anode and produces 2 moles of water molecule. So if you can observe the net reaction, 2 moles of hydrogen gas reacts with 1 mole of oxygen gas and it produces the 2H2 or 2 moles of water molecule, which releases the heat energy, and that heat energy can be converted into the electrical energy. It may be noticed that only the product that is discharged from the this fuel cell is water. And this if we, depending on the requirement, this particular fuel cell voltage is 1.23 volts, and depends on the requirement, we can even go for the number of fuel cells together, which can be named as fuel battery, or that can also be used. And the major advantages of fuel cell is this is high efficiency. We can convert the chemical energy into electrical energy efficiently than other regular galvanic cells, and there is no toxic chemicals released, so hence we can consider it as an eco-friendly. And generally, if you observe the generators and all, they produce a lot of noise, and we don't have such type of operations in case of fuel cells. And it can be used as a source of power in the aircrafts also, and it requires very low maintenance, and fuel transportation cost is also less comparatively. Unlike nuclear energy, fuel energy is economical and safe, and these fuel cells can be operated even up to 200 degrees centigrade, and so that we can find applications at higher temperature also. But there are few limitations of the fuel cells. That is the lack of infrastructure for distribution and marketing of hydrogen gas. Even the storage of that hydrogen gas is also a big issue. And lifespan is not determined. And most alkaline fuel cells suffer from leakage of the gases. That is also a major limitation of fuel cell. And the major limitation, if you consider for the fuel cell, is high initial installation cost associated with the electrode material and the design cost. But once it is established, the maintenance is of low cost. Thank you.